So Ananda has her new coat on for the first time. And we decided to forego the elastic strips down around her legs. That was really uncomfortable. Maybe it would work for a male dog, but not a female dog. And we are out wandering around this park. I was struck by these, as I often am struck by the beauty out here. And also struck by the quiet. I don't think there's another soul in the park right now. So it's mid-afternoon on a Sunday, getting on toward 4 now, I guess. Well, just after 3 now, but we are in the third hour. And I just had the thought that I need to be making these for myself, first and foremost, without any thought of putting them out there. I do find them to be valuable to me. And so I need to be thinking about that and not how they might affect others. Although I do believe that, number one, sharing stories helps others always. We need stories. We need to know how other people get through these things, even if they're not the exact same things. We all have these times where everything seems to go wrong, and you feel wrong in the world, and you just can't get it, you just can't get a groove. So I do have that purpose in mind, but I just realized that just talking as if I'm going to be putting this out to the world, it puts a barrier between me and myself, and I just realized I just need to talk to myself. It's a letter to myself, although my letters to myself often consist of letters to other people, particular people or groups of people. I have long composed a letter to people that I've known through my life, because my life has been a series of leavings, and all my life from my early childhood on. I lived in California. I lived in Chicago, well, Niles. I lived in California. I lived in Houston, Texas. I've lived in multiple places in New York State. And, my childhood was like basically every 3.5 years, roughly, we moved. And, as one of those moves was catastrophic for me. It has sort of shaped and altered any discernible path my life had been taking up until that point. So yeah, I have this letter that I compose often, because I think that the way we are raised, the things we know when we're brought up, become sort of hardwired into us. And I just don't really, I just don't have any clue what it might be like to live in the same place all your life, to know the same people all your life, to be in the same community all your life. And my life has all been a series of moving, and then of course this happens to everybody, when you get to be an adult, you change jobs, and of course I don't think I want to go down there, Nan. It looks like a deer trail. But yeah, we all change jobs, and you may form attachments at jobs, friends and things, and maybe really good friends. But then when you change jobs, you enter into a whole other community, and you make strong ties there. And I feel I'm just really almost incapable of keeping touch with people. It's just something. I've said goodbye to so many groups, so many communities throughout my life. I need to be here now. I need to be in the community that I'm in. And I really have a hard time, keeping these networks going, because it's vast. I've known so many people all my life, and so yeah, I have often found myself sort of composing a letter to the people that I've known, to all the girls I loved before, who's traveled in love my door. Edit that out, please. There I am talking to people again. But yeah, when I'm talking to myself, I'm often talking to others as well as myself. But my ultimate goal is to heal. My ultimate goal is to heal myself, so that my sons have much less to bear. They have their own load. Everybody does. Everybody carries some of the... No. Nope. Come on. Up. Nope. Come. Up. Up. Come on. Nan. Use some of your bouncing prowess. Show us all how you can bounce. All right, don't. Come on. Good girl. There I am, performing again. Because that's my illness. That is my main illness that I need to heal. And it was my mother's illness too. I remember one time, when we were living in Texas, we had a white Toyota Corolla, and it was a stick shift. And my mom was driving me somewhere, I'm not sure where, maybe to piano lessons. And she drove past a bus stop, so it must have been in the morning, so it wouldn't be piano lessons. But anyway, she stopped at a stop sign in our neighborhood, and there were a bunch of teenagers standing there, waiting for the bus, I imagine. And my mom stopped and then tried to get the car to go again and stalled it. And she got so flustered, and the teenagers were laughing, And she really got flustered, and it took her a couple tries, because if you've ever driven a stick shift, if you you can't get the touch, you can't set the clutch, I guess. I don't know. I just made that up. But yeah, you have to have a touch. It takes a finesse. And she lost her cool. And yeah, I mean, throughout my life, she's been very conscious about how other people perceive her and her children. And, I think took it as as you would, like, I guess, being a mother now, I understand, that if your children aren't doing well, it reflects upon you, of course. And so, yeah, I think it's an illness that I inherited. My grandmother as well, my mother's mother, was also very conscious of other people, and being, house proud, very, very clean, extremely clean, and all that kinds of stuff. Like, so nobody can judge you, nobody can find fault, right? And you're pulling me again. So that's one of the things. That's like one of the biggest things I need to heal. Nope. She's getting all wet. I gotta waterproof this thing, I guess. I just love being out here. I just love being out in this kind of weather. Oh, she's pulling. Stop pulling. Uh-oh. Yeah, so I'm talking to myself to heal myself, telling myself stories. And I do listen to them again, because things come out that I don't really realize that are going to come out until I start talking. Like that story about my mom and the Corolla. I thought about that a lot of times over the course of my life, but I've never written it down. I've never really spoken it to anybody. Certainly not her. All right. No pulling. No pull. So it just sort of brings stuff up. And just the way when I'm writing, things will just start coming. And things I hadn't thought about in decades, maybe, will come out. And the same thing happens when I'm talking, except when I'm talking, I can do it in real time. And writing takes so long that I will often lose the thread of what I was thinking. Lose the thread of what I was thinking before I get to where I was going. But I think the same thing happens when I talk, actually. I just wander. I meander. So I love to talk and I love to write. It's just that simple. What else? I think I said everything I needed to say. Because Amanda is taking advantage of my distraction. of course. So long.